Waking Up Singapore. Gotta get up. The Big Show on Kiss 92. Gotta get up.
Woo! Good morning, Singapore. Welcome to the biggest and best breakfast show in the world. We are The Big Show, Glenn Angel, FD, and this show is brought to you by Caro. Today, we have our career strategist in the studio. He is none other than Adrian Choo. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning, Glenn. Good morning, everyone, and good morning to all our Kiss 92 listeners.
You know, we're so curious because Angel said he'll be talking about time thieves.
What are time thieves?
Yeah, I know, it sounds almost like the next book J.K. Rowling is writing.
Like it's a Netflix series or something.
Harry Potter and the Time Thieves or something.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing that's been coming up lately because in Canada, in January, there was an employer who decided to deduct $5,000 from an accountant's salary because he accused her of time theft, saying that during office hours she was not doing the office work, she was doing her personal stuff. Therefore, you're not entitled to the money.
So this is more an employee's stealing time.
Yes, an employee stealing, inverted commas, stealing time from the employer, from the work the person is supposed to do.
So pretending that they're actually working when they're not?
When they're
Is
not.
that a simple way of putting it?
Basically, either pretending to work when she's not, or just not working.
Or
Like,
when
for
the boss
instance-
is not around, you're on Facebook and whatever else.
But putting the hours in, apparently, right?
Isn't that normal? Everyone does that.
Yeah, we're all thieves.
But it's time theft.
No, I've never done that.
No, but then it's
you
time
said all
theft.
of us
But
do
I
it.
see
you
it.
just admitted.
No, you said all of us do it. I didn't say that. You said all of us do it.
Actually, the two that do it the most are the two that are very quiet and know what the other side.
Hey, no. They are our great producers, Shalini and Sean.
Shalini's face like, what are you saying?
Don't be surprised, FD, if your mic gets switched
Suddenly
off
gets
later.
switched off. Yeah, exactly.
They have all control.
Me too.
Okay, so time thieves, carry on.
So that's why it's an interesting discussion, because we wanted to find out today, and also from our listeners, whether they feel it is fair for an employer to say that, hey, you're supposed to be on this job all the time, so even if you go on social media or if you take time off or spend too much time in the pantry, is that time theft?
But
Call us right now, 669109220. We can speak to Adrian as well, live,
Yes.
absolutely live, unlike all the other radio shows here in Singapore.
And if you want to, if you want to watch us, sorry, FD. If you want to watch us, you can also head to our YouTube channels, youtube.com/Kiss92FM. Okay, FD.
so I can understand why this guy did it, because accounting and auditing, don't you bill your client by the hour?
Yeah.
So
it's-
therefore, if you're not doing the work, you're stealing time. I can see it.
You're that kind of boss, that's why.
No, but I can see
No,
it.
but that's why I've always wondered, I do use some talent from things like Upwork as well as freelancer, and it's hours that are clocked in.
Yeah.
But how do I know how many hours they're actually putting on my project?
Exactly. So it's hard to measure.
How to verify it?
And how to verify it. And there are different types of time theft, so to speak. In fact, I don't even like the word time theft. Sounds criminal
cool.
by,
I like
by,
it.
by default, I know. But the funny thing is that the question is, how do you then measure time theft? And some companies have, number one of the most blatant time thefts you can do is what they call buddy punching, which means that, if you punch your clock, you clock in, you clock out, right?
Yep.
You get your buddy to clock in your hours. You come in 2 hours late, you get your buddy to clock in at 8
Right,
a.m.
yeah.
anyway. So that is blatant time theft.
Yeah,
Okay.
that doesn't feel and doesn't sound right anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's literally your,
And that's clear.
yeah.
That's very, very clear.
That's very clear. That's wrong.
Yeah.
But when you're on the computer and you're not doing the work, and if you are looking at other websites or whatever it is that time theft?
Let's continue this conversation on The Big Show TV. And remember, you can give us a call, 669109220.
Singapore's Kiss 92.
Good morning. Yeah, because how do you verify the amount of time spent on the computer? Because right now I have like 10 tabs open.
Yeah.
Right? Everything has to do with work, obviously. But other people may have like things like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever else,
Well,
news.
Or maybe a
or
shopping
whatever.
app.
A shopping app,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, because they're looking for other stuff.
There's also software out there that can be put on your computer where
They can track it.
can see what you're doing.
Oh, that's like a mirroring almost,
Yeah.
right? Where they
Yeah.
can jump
Yeah.
into your computer.
So I know when you're stealing time.
Do a lot of companies do that?
So some companies have begun to explore. There are software services out there that help you to track your employees.
It's like TeamViewer almost. I think TeamViewer
Yeah.
does that.
But
Yeah.
there are even creepier ways to do it now. For instance, the remote videos, your camera's turned on.
Yes.
So you make sure you're seated,
Lord.
especially if you're working from home, right? The camera's on, and the software can track whether you're in front of the computer.
I'll feel very
but-
uncomfortable.
Yeah, but
exactly.
they did that during COVID, right? Where
Yeah.
everybody had to have their cameras on. But I mean, having your camera on doesn't mean that you're doing work.
Yeah, correct. And so some softwares go a step further.
Oh no.
And they track your mouse movements.
Your key,
and your keystrokes.
Oh
and
my
that is creepy. But the big question is that right? Is that fair? Is that legal? Can they do that to you? See? And,
Is it?
And the answer is, if it's a company computer, then yeah, it's owned by the software.
It's legal.
Shawnee.
We have a WhatsApp from Helmi. He says, a private hire driver like me will not have issues with stealing time from work.
Okay.
Okay,
like
that's true.
industry, I guess.
I think
it
it's-
depends on the
yeah.
industry.
It is, I guess it is. And sometimes, if you are paid per result rather than based on time, then it's not so obvious. But if you are time based, like what FD was saying,
Accountants and auditors.
yeah, then it gets a bit tricky. So
Even lawyers.
even lawyers, especially.
Lawyers
yeah,
are by
Yes.
the hour as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets tricky. But the thing is that if you have a time-based type of billing system, so that's where the employer probably has the right to come in.
How do you? Okay, so this is very much from an employer's point of view, but how about a client's point of view? How do you make sure that they are putting in the number of hours that they say they're putting in, like your accountants, your lawyers, and all that?
Yeah, so it's a matter of trust, I guess, right?
That's trust.
And that's why personally, for me, I don't like to count hours. I like to count. I like to see the outputs, the deliverables,
project.
the results, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if you do it instead of 5 hours, you get the same results in 2 hours. Am I going to deduct 3 hours? from
Exactly.
myself?
No, exactly. Yeah, you're not. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes things come in at the last minute as well. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you're chilling, and all of a sudden you're like, you're inspired.
Yeah,
And
and then you-
then, the last 2 hours is like,
You
makes
go
up
at it.
for everything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
So, yeah, I think trust is also very important. Like, I couldn't work for a company that did what you
That
mentioned.
distrusted
right now.
It's literally spying on you, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but some companies have no choice. Like I said, accounting
No,
companies.
every
lawyers-
company has a choice.
No, not when you are billing the client by the hour. You need to know that the staff is working by the hour.
Then why do you do it for your event company?
I don't do it for my event. company. We are not that. We don't want.
I'm
to.
just testing.
If you have any comments at all, remember you can head to our YouTube or Facebook pages, comment in the comment section. You can also WhatsApp us, drop us a voice note at 8855-0920 or call us 6691-0920.
Yeah, I think it'll be
Call
nice.
us. We'd
Come
love
on,
to
give us a
talk
call.
to-
Don't be
Yeah,
shy.
Tell us if your company does that. We don't need your name. We're not going to call you out. You can speak to Adrian directly. You're going to get some free career advice. So there you go. This is your only time to do it.
Yeah, you
Don't
can
worry.
speak to Adrian directly. I mean, everyone will be listening,
Yeah.
including us, and,
And
we'll
everybody
chime
watching.
in from time to time. Come on.
A comment we have on our Facebook page: incessant virtual chats during work from home are major time thefts.
Oh, that's why they cannot call us right now.
So
because
you
they're all
have
at
these
work.
incessant chats that go on when
But
you
that's
work.
not the same thing, right? That's not
I
really.
don't think that's the same thing, is
I
it?
know, if it's work related, I guess it's not.
It's not,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
but yeah, I think what people think time theft is or could be is that you're stealing my precious time from things that I could be doing productively. But you're talking about faking the amount of hours put in for
Yeah.
an actual job, right?
Yeah, or even if I'm working out, if my working hours are 9 to 5, but I take an extended lunch break, 2 hours instead of 1
That's
hour.
time thieving from your company.
Yeah, that's right. So it's, for me, I'm always very flexible about such things, but some employers may not feel that way. They might think that it's 1 extra hour which you could have put in to the work, which I'm paying you for, and you're not doing the work, therefore you're stealing time from me. It's almost as bad as stealing stationery or stealing. I mean, it's very small-minded of the employers.
Yeah. What kind of employer is that?
but-
Which country is that
They
employer
do it
from?
here as well.
But some research has shown that time theft accounts for a lot of revenue loss in globally. But then again, how do you measure that as well, right?
Yeah, you
Trust,
can't.
Yeah.
right?
No, as in you can't substantiate that.
No.
I don't see why. If you would suspect someone of time theft, you've got to look at how he's producing. I think if you are producing or overproducing, no one is going to worry about the time theft.
Yeah.
It's when you underproduce, then you get taken up for time theft.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is even worse that you mentioned that this was very common during the COVID period, because that was a period where people, could not do anything much, to get results.
Yeah.
They were all trying, but it was a terribly trying time.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say to that, FD?
I think
You sound like you're very pro this spying.
I'm not. I'm
Spying.
thing.
I think COVID was a completely
at the on
different
air.
one-off situation.
We'll
Okay.
say
We
do
go on
it
air,
again.
yeah? Stand by in 3, 2.
She's so cute. Ariana Grande. I know Ariana Grande is Sean's favorite.
Yes, and Wolfgang Puck's favorite as well.
That's right. That's right.
right.
Thank you. Next is the track you just heard. You're listening to Kiss 92. Our guest for this morning is our career strategist and the CEO and founder at Career Agility International, Adrian Choo.
Yeah, and today we're talking about time theft. Basically, saying you're clocking in 10 hours when you actually work only, say, 6 hours.
Yeah.
Right?
Alun has said that the companies have got to remember that you're not just paying me for the time I spend working, you're also paying me for the experience I bring to perform the job. What do you say to that?
Brilliant, you see, and I absolutely agree, Alun, because it's more the output, right? And if you talk about time theft, does that mean if I spend 15 minutes on Facebook, supposing, during work hours, but and you want to deduct my salary for that, how about the after-hours calls that I might have to do?
The emails that you have to
The emails
reply
I do,
to.
do I
I can
bill you
clock
for
it back.
that
Yeah,
time?
exactly.
As an employer, right?
Yeah.
But there are companies that don't feel that way. I once worked for a company where if it's a crime if you turn up for work 15 minutes late, but if you stay beyond 1 hour, 2 hours,
It's okay.
Yes.
They have to,
They don't care.
So unfair.
yeah, that's the reality of the world out there. But right now, there are companies that are taking action, especially in overseas, not in Singapore. And if you are what they deem as stealing time, they're gonna deduct money from your paycheck. So that's why in Singapore, some companies are looking at that and going like, would that work here?
I don't think it'll work in the Singapore context because Singaporeans just put in too much overtime work.
Well,
If I'm gonna take a 30-minute break to go into a zen zone, which will enhance my performance, and you deduct that 30 minutes from me, I'll walk.
has anything like that happened in Singapore where companies, say, blame employees for time thieving?
I think if it's blatant, like going AWOL or and buddy punching, as I said earlier on, where you clock in your buddy's time sheet, well, that's criminal. I mean that's something.
That's cheating.
Yeah, that's cheating. But when it comes to things like spending too much time on social media, can you get fired for that? And the answer is yes, you can get fired for if every time I'm seeing you, the boss is seeing you, and you're all on Insta and you're posting stuff all day long. And like what FD said, if you're not performing,
Yeah.
then there's just a great
Because
excuse
if
for that
you
therefore.
are performing, then it
I
doesn't
don't
matter what you
care,
do with your
yeah.
time,
That's
right?
true,
You're
that's
bringing
true.
the money in anyway.
yeah, that's true.
Okay. Well, if you have an opinion, remember you can always WhatsApp us, call us. The number to call is 6691-0920.
The time is 8:12.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you by Putian. Oyster season is back.
Why can't all these companies be like banks? I think banks are the best because they pay their employees for OT.
A lot of companies pay their employees for OT.
But I think more so banks. I think banks are a bit more fair in that area. Like if you work outside of your work hours, they reimburse you. Do you think that's true, Adrian? Because
technically
I experienced it years ago, though.
Yeah.
I was working for OUB. Remember
OUB.
Wow.
OUB.
Which is no
and-
longer around, or
Yeah, they're not around anymore.
Now
Yeah.
it's UOB.
But that was when I was a
Makes
futures.
sense.
I was into the
Trades.
futures trading. What do you call?
Did you make a lot of
market.
money?
Oh, a lot of money. Much better. During that time. I mean, not much better now, but this was in 1994, 1995.
That's ages
You know,
ago, yeah.
so I was doing that, and money was really good. And
Yeah.
then I joined
Joined radio.
radio. and I took a 60% pay cut.
Wow.
60%. But now everything is okay again.
Okay, it's all balanced
It's all
out.
balanced
Okay.
out. But what I mean is, I used to go into the exchange at 6 a.m., sometimes 5:45, and I would leave at midnight.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
And I would get
So
I
your
would get
life,
paid
your life
for
hasn't changed
OT.
that much. You come into work about 5:30,
Actually, yeah.
5:45, and you leave.
Let me
midnight.
just ask Glenn a question here. So you come in the morning and you leave at midnight.
Yeah.
Could you have left earlier?
No. Because I would have to sort the out trades, all the out trades.
Because you're also working with overseas.
Because you're on different
Markets,
I
time.
know.
right?
By that time, the market would be closed already, but we would
okay.
have to sort out like these out trades.
Right.
So there was no
From
chance
all the
of
trades during the day.
So there was no chance of you leaving any earlier.
No.
Okay. So
No
then
chance
there's
at
no
all.
time theft, you see.
And it was not considered overtime. This was the time you had to be there.
No,
No, it was
it
considered. He was
considered
getting overtime.
Oh,
I
right.
was getting
you,
overtime.
Oh, that's right. You said banks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So technically, by Singapore's employment law, I mean, if you work more than 40 hours a week, you're entitled to OT.
40
1.5,
hours, right?
if I'm not
okay.
mistaken. But that only applies for if you're not management.
If you're not management, but if you are management,
tough.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
management does not get overtime.
Does not get overtime because it's kind of your expectation
Oh,
to get
right.
it. So to be putting in the hours. But if you're not management, there's a 1.5 times anything outside of office hours. On Sundays and public holidays, it's a 2 times rate.
This is based on your 9 to 5.
Yeah, based on your 9
job,
to 5
right,
job.
okay,
Yeah, and,
okay.
Yeah.
and or whatever's been agreed in your employment contract in the
Yeah.
first place.
Right.
Okay.
So if you're in management, too bad you're kind of expected to. But sometimes, if you're working on weekends, if you're management, the bosses might just, like what FD will do, just give them the day off.
The day off the next day,
Yeah, the
yeah.
next day,
So, what would you say to employers from an expert point of view, obviously, from a professional point of view, about employees they may think are time thieving? Not doing the whole like getting into your computer and stuff like that. Are there any other unevasive ways to do it?
As in how to,
How to manage that? How to stop them from time thieving?
from an employer's perspective?
From an employer's perspective, what
Well,
can they do?
I think setting guidelines is very important. If you're telling them, look, okay, you're not supposed to be you're not supposed to be spending so much time. 1 hour lunch is 1 hour lunch. Okay, maybe 1 hour 15 minutes is okay, but hey, 3 hour lunches are out. Okay, and just setting very clear guidelines. The other thing is also maybe perhaps the management might shift their thinking towards more results-based assessment rather than time-based.
Time-based,
Because otherwise, I'll just sit at my desk, stare at the screen.
Yeah. I
and
mean,
not be
what fun is
productive.
that?
Yeah,
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
productivity might drop instead, right?
Yeah.
This is exactly what Joel is saying. Why don't companies pay people based on
Results. No.
results and productivity as opposed to hours? Because that way, whatever you produce, I pay you for.
Yeah. And the quicker you get it done, the more free time technically you have, right?
Yeah.
Or the more time you have to make more money.
Yeah. Or
It's
get
entirely
onto
up to
another
you. Why
Why can't they
project.
just give and take? Just just chill out a
flexible.
little bit, be flexible, be cool. It's like
Because-
the environment needs to be.
Because business has no time for being cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And time is money. No,
Really?
it
Time
is
is
true
money.
though. Time
Well,
is
places
money.
like Google and
No, and-
Facebook and
No.
they all have like very fun environments
Glenn.
to work in.
How many
That is
people
the
is
boss,
how
see?
many people is Google just retrenched?
But that's not based on that.
It is based on the fact that they're not making enough money. That's
Isn't
why
it
you
based on the
retrench.
fact that they're downsizing because of...
Why do you downsize?
No, because automation has taken over. Technology has taken over as well.
Could be either way, but if you're highly productive, I'm not going to get rid of you.
But that's not always the case, FD. Sometimes it's...
Tell him.
Yeah, you don't know. I will listen to Adrian.
Tell the fellow.
No, because...
Come on.
Like Google, Microsoft, they've had bumper record profits last year, but they're just laying off people because they can.
Is it because the technology is taking over? What is it?
They
What is it?
overhired. They overhired during
Because
the
of
boom.
pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh, during-
and now the
right.
demand has come down. They're still profitable, but they want to be more
Leaner.
profitable.
They want to be leaner.
Leaner
leaner,
to
yeah.
make more.
Yeah,
Right.
correct. The same goes for the oil companies. I understand Shell made 60 billion in
Yeah, they
profits
make
last
crazy
year.
profits.
Yeah, but they're still letting, they're still pruning the trees, where resources can be put to better use. So they'll consistently review how the structure is looking like. So it's not just always a matter of, but then again, you're right. If a company isn't making money,
I'm going to get rid of anybody who's not producing it.
Yeah, that's right. So
First one on the chopping block.
I hope everyone working for you is listening right now. I think that, all of them are listening.
Yeah, they
so
are.
they know they have to work and, bring in whatever.
But right at this moment when they're watching their boss on TV, isn't that time thieving as well?
Exactly.
Right?
No,
Don't tell them not to watch us then.
But I've told them, when you watch me on the Big Show TV, it is not considered not working. It's considered working.
Oh,
It's research.
it's research.
A way for them
think
to, a way for him to like hint to them.
But this is also a way for them to get to know him better because he reveals quite a lot as well on the show.
I think it's also a way for them to learn from all the people that we have on the show.
And know where your weak points are, so they know which buttons to press as well.
I know some of them, by the way.
Yes,
some of
yes,
the
yes.
people who work for him.
I do as
So
well,
if you guys are not happy with him, or just text me. I'll tell him off on air.
Speaking of which, if you have an opinion, you can always call us at 669-10920 or WhatsApp voice note us at 8855-0920.
I want to take like a few phone calls.
You
Come
have
on,
a
call us.
voice note if
Okay.
you want.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Sure,
voice
play
note
it.
is fine.
This is live. I don't know anything.
Wait, wow.
As in, like, I don't know.
No.
what
Don't
this-
play the voice note
that's
because you know
why
what? Voice
I can't
note,
tell.
right? They just recording it.
This is on Facebook or...
Okay.
We are on Facebook now.
Okay, no. We'll have to review the voice
Yeah,
note.
if
I
you
don't
haven't
trust
heard it
voice
yet.
notes
I
because
can't review.
look, if it's a live call, we can deal with the
wait,
person.
I'll
we
ask
can talk to
Susan
the
to-
person.
listen to it
let,
first.
let Shalini listen to it first.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want someone going like, FD, piss off.
Yeah.
Nice.
No.
Shadow.
Oh,
Oh,
Wait, hold on. I can
wait.
hear
we
that.
can hear it. Why can we
We
hear
got
that?
shadows.
No, you
Yeah.
can't hear it anymore.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
we
We're
heard
going
it.
on traffic and then on air first.
Okay,
Yeah.
on air, I've got a statement from Stefan that I'll
Okay.
give you.
Stand by
Stefan.
one
Okay.
traffic in 3, 2.
Kiss 92 traffic.
All right, a couple of breakdowns for you to look out for on the BKE towards Woodlands before the SLE exit. One vehicle has broken down there. On the BKE in the opposite direction towards the PIE after the KJE exit, same situation. And finally on the AYE towards Tuas at Benoy Road exit. A vehicle has broken down there. For any other news, WhatsApp us at 8855-0920.
All right, we're back on The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is the CEO and founder at Career Agility International, Mr. Adrian Choo.
Thanks for joining us, Angel. Before I get down to Stefan's statement, I must tell Angel, the other day I was out with some friends, and one of them was going to Jurong, and the place he was going to was out in Benoit.
Oh, he said Benoit? I know, I'm so tempted to say Benoit, but I know it's not a French word. So
I
it's Benoit.
almost wet
But
myself
it's spelled
laughing.
Benoit.
No T, no T.
But he
O-I.
still pronounced it. He was trying to be clever, and it backfired on him.
Benoi.
Oh, I see. It's
Benoit.
Benoit.
Yeah. So Stefan says, and follow through with this because to me it does make a certain amount of sense. Remuneration should be a factor of output, not input. Only time-based work should have time-based remuneration. Otherwise, you'll discourage innovation, initiative, and interest at work.
Absolutely agree, Stefan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because if I'm hiring you for 6 hours of work, I pay you for 6 hours of work.
Yeah.
But if you're employed, then it's all about your output.
Yes.
Correct? That's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's true. But a lot of employers don't feel that way. They feel that, if I'm paying you for to turn up at work 9 to 5, I want to see you working 9 to 5. And in all transparency, I had that same challenge when we moved into COVID and moved into work from home. Because suddenly, that phase before we had a lockdown, suddenly we all had the option of working from home.
Yeah.
And I had a tough time adjusting with my team members that, they're at home. Are they working? Are they?
Are they doing their stuff?
what needs to be
Yeah.
done?
Yeah.
So I can understand where the employer is coming from, but in a post-COVID environment right now, when
Yeah.
everything is back to normal again,
Yeah.
then do you still want to measure their output by time?
Yeah.
And do you want to cause so much mistrust as to install software on their laptops that's going to monitor and track the time spent, time usage? And that's a big question.
What about without the software? What about having the cameras on the whole time? Because a lot of people are still doing hybrid work, right? Is it okay that for an employer to ask the employee to constantly leave their cameras on?
I'll take
while
my
they're-
top off.
Well,
That's a different business.
I'll take my top off.
yeah, that's completely different industry we're talking about.
So let me flip the narrative. The question
Okay.
now is this: if you are operating a coffee place, okay,
Okay.
and the camera's already there looking at your staff.
Yeah.
Then if you see your staff, if you review the camera work at the end of the day, the tapes, and you see your staff on
Yeah.
the phone all day long,
Yeah.
would you be upset?
Yes.
Especially if they're
Yes.
So therefore, the cameras are there already. So it's kind of analogous to if if you're being monitored anyway by the camera at the workplace.
Like a CCTV type
Yeah,
camera,
CCTV
right?
camera.
Okay. Okay.
So if the employer has a right to review the tapes and see that, hey, no, you're not really doing work.
Then they should have a right to ask you to leave your cameras on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just one argument for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It just seems a little bit more invasive because it's your home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's your camera at home,
Yeah.
which there are none,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Usually, but okay. If you
Like you
put
see
it
here in
that
the
way, I
studio,
get
we
it.
have a camera here
We
as well.
do. We do.
Yeah.
It's watching us all the time. It's the eye in the sky.
I wonder whose eyes.
Yeah. I'd be
Okay.
keen to see what the tapes show as well.
Okay, let's continue to talk to Adrian on The Big Show TV. Meantime, here's Anne-Marie with Sad on Kiss 92.
Have we reviewed that WhatsApp message?
Susan approved
It's
the voice
all
note.
she did.
Okay, let's.
It's approved. Let's have a listen.
When it loads.
Okay, no
Oh,
problem.
it's loading. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Please continue to send in your voice messages and voice notes or whatever.
Yeah, we won't mention your name. Yeah.
Hi guys, I actually had worked for a bank previously, and I had higher management reprimand me for coming in late one day, despite having to work OT the previous night. My direct supervisor knew about this, but because of the time difference, the report was made before I was even my direct supervisor was able to cover for me. So yeah, banks sometimes not that great either.
Oh,
Oh, bang.
I see.
Well, that was a long time ago.
Which bank
Gabriel.
was this, huh?
Let's not. That was a long time ago, though, because you said yours was
Yeah.
1994.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, I was rubbing shoulders with Nick Leeson. Remember that guy?
Oh, Nick Leeson. Wow.
Yeah, we're all in the same
Floor?
area.
Right.
Yeah.
That was ages ago. So things were very, very different, right? In 1994, I'd
I
expect.
guess.
I guess, but
I
once
guess.
again, it also depends on the type of boss you have as well. If he's an easygoing guy, like FD, then he's looking at the big picture.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not going to be, hey, you spend 5 minutes longer at lunch today. I want you to stay back 5 minutes after
Yeah.
work, kind of thing. It's not the way we operate. But and yet there are some companies that do that, and and the big question is it fair for a boss or the company to enforce such things like to ensure that there's no time theft or perceived time theft of company time, basically.
You're a boss. Do you do any of those? Do you take to any of those measures?
But I think it's a
with
different
the-
time, right? I mean, whatever
Yeah.
people do on their phones now is relaxing to them.
No, but it could be work
It
as
could be.
well.
Yeah, it could be work.
You're
but,
replying to your
but
emails.
even if
everything
they're going
happens.
through their Instagram
Yeah.
or TikTok or whatever, it's just a way.
It's a break.
Before people used to say, okay, when you take a break, maybe look out. Look in the distance.
Yes,
and-
yes,
Rest
yes.
your eyes.
Rest your eyes. People don't care about that,
They
really,
don't,
right?
they don't.
Now, resting and just relaxing, resetting
It's
is
your phone.
Your phone.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
So you
yeah.
agree it's a different time?
Yeah, it is. It is. For me, I don't practice monitoring and everything because I practice what I preach. And for me, in the afternoons, I actually have my nap time, my recharge time, to actually block out. Either I read a book or I just catch a power nap just to recharge for the later part of the afternoon. So it's for me, it's fine and it's fair.
Do you encourage your employees to power nap as well?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
No.
Nap time, guys.
Come on, let's all get our little blankets.
Because
and our
it
pillows.
is practiced in many areas in Spain, for example.
Of course,
Oh,
there's
yeah, but that's
siesta.
Spain.
That's siesta. Do you see how late they eat?
I know.
Yeah.
No, but it is practiced. So, do you do it in the office?
No, we don't have like nap time in the office.
What would happen if you saw 3 of your staff taking a nap at 2:00 in the afternoon?
I think it's they must have had a great lunch, That's about it.
Food coma.
Food coma. But I think it's okay because once again we measure each other by the output rather than the activities.
Then-
going
And
on.
you trust your employees.
Yeah, we trust each other. You know, the whole gang. We go out now. I don't monitor. I do not monitor. I was with a company once that did time tracking, but it wasn't to make sure that you were not working or were working. It was more to do a study on how much time you spend on business development, how much time you spend on admin. They wanted
That's for data.
Yeah, that's for data. They did it for about 3 weeks.
With you guys knowing about it?
Yeah, with our guys knowing about it, and we had to clock in, just to see whether we could be a bit more efficient at what we were doing. And it was interesting because we found that we were spending so much time on admin, and the sales guys were doing more time on admin and on forecasting rather than going out to sell. And so then we had to rejig the entire setup. So that's okay if it's time tracking for the purposes of streamlining operations activities, but to time track to see whether you're doing work, and if you're not, then you get a wag of the finger.
In Singapore today, I mean, this is always the boss coming down and telling the employee you're stealing time. In Singapore today, do you know of any laws that protect the employee from overzealous bosses?
FD, do you want to do this question on air?
Okay.
We do question of the day now.
Okay.
And then we're going back on air for our last talk.
Okay.
Yes,
what
the
is-
organization. TAFEP. Is it? No.
So
I don't know.
We
That's
have
why I'm
a
asking.
prize. It is a 60-minute tremella facial worth $320 from Adiva Spa. This is an amazing facial. You get to maintain the moisture in your skin. It's got anti-inflammatory and anti-allergic properties, as well as instantly firms, brightens your skin and tightens your pores. You can find out more at adivaspa.com.sg. Only if you can answer this question.
Simplest question in the world. Name the largest land animal in the world.
Woo.
Name the
I know
largest.
this one.
Listen to the question. Name the largest land animal in the
A
world.
beached blue whale.
On land. lah.
That is not
he
a
said
land
beached.
animal.
He said beached blue.
That's not a land
That's an
animal.
on-land animal.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. So you go to the comment section of our Facebook
YouTube
page,
or Facebook, yeah.
and answer it. You need to be very, very specific. I will say on Facebook, the first two answers in are wrong.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
Going back on air, stand
Yeah.
by. 3, 2.
A Craze featuring Cherish on Kiss 92. Do it to it.
Do it to what?
Do it.
Do it.
To it.
To it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, Adrian, we've been talking today about time theft, right? And it's always about the boss saying, you're stealing time from me. You never get the boss going, oh, I'm sorry, I stole time for you for overtime. Never happens. But is there, or are there any laws that you know of in Singapore that can protect employees from overzealous bosses?
Well, once again, there's no law per se that forbids an employer from doing anything that's not right, okay, per se. But if you feel you've been wrong, you can bring it up to Ministry of Manpower, MOM, TAFEP. Recently, there's a new regulation that they're looking at, where if you feel you've been wrong or discriminated for any other reason, you can actually bring it up, and now companies can be fined up to $30,000.
Ooh.
Oh.
There's teeth to the regulations now.
Okay.
If it goes through arbitration and they find out that your company has been treating you unfairly, they have teeth now. In fact, now the TAFEP can even insist that the company issue an apology to you, public apology to the employee if it's been discrimination or something that's wrong. So that's an interesting thing that's the government is
Something
shifting
tells me
power.
TAFEP is really busy these days.
What exactly is a public apology? Like something that gets printed in the papers or on social media? What do you mean by
no
public?
idea. They have not mentioned it yet. The
Specified it,
mechanisms.
yeah.
But I would imagine either I'm sorry, buddy, pat on the shoulder, all the way to if I feel really wrong.
With witnesses.
Yeah, I have no idea how
Right,
that's going to
okay.
pan out. But I like the idea behind it.
Yes.
It's
Accountability.
it's true. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, because I think for too long employees have been bullied and have not had a voice. So now it leaves the employee, and it encourages people to go into work with confidence as well.
Yeah. And the flip side to that regulation, interestingly, also is that if the claim is found to be frivolous,
Yeah.
the employee can be taken to task, can be paid to pay.
Of
costs
course,
as well.
they should be,
it's-
yeah.
It's fair on both sides.
I know what.
Okay,
They
okay.
can make that public apology on our show. On the big show.
To the employers.
For a fee. How about that? Hey, we have about, we've got about 2 million plus listeners a month.
Yeah, we do.
You know,
yeah,
I think that's
that's a good number.
yeah, that's
So-
a really good number. I
They
mean,
can-
very soon it'll be even more.
Yeah.
So they can come on here to make the
Public apology
for
to
a
whoever.
fee.
Yeah.
What was the fine again, Adrian?
$30,000.
The fee is $30,000.
Hey, there you go.
So we're pinning it to
We're
the
pinning
thing.
it to
Okay,
that.
all
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
fantastic.
We're pinning it to that.
Okay, remember, we're talking to Adrian Choo. You can always call us if you have any opinion at all. 669-10920. You did have a question for Adrian about changing names you wanted to ask.
Yes, I did. So Melbourne University said that they've done some research, and they found that names actually affect your progression in your career.
Wow.
And it's quite, and we spoke about this earlier, and it's quite interesting, okay? Take a guy from mainland China, goes to work in Australia. Can they pronounce his name? And that can be a stumbling block for him. So many people are changing their names. So I was asking whether or not that's a true, fair statement. Your name affects your progression.
So like a Tan Li Xing will go to the US and become Marianne Tan or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, Adrian, maybe before, but these days,
I don't know.
Maybe it's not the
this
case.
is what I'm thinking.
But what do you think?
What do you think?
Well, I know of certain individuals who have changed their names to, or given themselves Western Christian names, not because of career progression purposes, but because they are just tired of getting the names pronounced wrongly. all the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Just call me Bob or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Just call me Joe.
Yeah.
But do you see a name being a hindrance, especially in a culture where they can't pronounce your name? So it's all about pronunciation, apparently.
I think it's within the Singapore context, and I know I'm gonna get some flack for this. It might be more of a discrimination.
I was
thing.
going to say it's a bit discriminatory,
Yeah,
right?
sounds like
Yeah,
it,
you
doesn't
know,
I
it?
mean, I was born with this name, learn how to pronounce it.
Yeah, so I had this. I know this individual with a very Chinese-sounding name. To the point where whenever he applied for a job, they thought he was a Chinese national. He said, "No, we only employ Singaporeans."
Right. Okay.
wow.
Okay.
And to the point where he just call me Raymond.
Right. Okay.
So you
Just
see,
call me Raymond.
so you see, Glenn, there are instances where your name actually holds you back.
Yeah, so I mean, it's mainly if people can't pronounce your name, they probably wouldn't want to call out to you even. You know what
But
I mean?
then
And
they
then
have
you
to
lose
learn. I feel
It's
like
like imagine if your name is Theodorides.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just Theo, man.
Yeah, just Theo.
Theo.
It's like
Yeah.
Theo. How about that?
But I think
Instead of
it's
Theodorides.
I think people should learn to pronounce people's names and get them correct. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Just like your name. You see, like Angel. We're calling her Angel because, you know, her name is actually Angelique.
yeah.
Right?
And
but
I've
how
had,
many people can
oh
call,
my
I
gosh.
mean, can actually say that correctly?
Yeah.
What have you gotten over there?
I've had Angelica. I've had Angela. I've had Angeline. I've had Ange. I've had Angeliki.
Angeliki.
Yes, I've had Nicolette. I mean, that's my second name. Like, why would you think I would answer to that name?
Because they
Because
couldn't
they can't
pronounce
pronounce the
Angelique.
Angelique.
Yeah, but Angel was not for the
Ange is okay, what?
no. Angel was not. I did not give myself the name Angel. It was my parents that called me Angel from young. So I didn't change it because people couldn't pronounce it. I was just always called Angel when I was small.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been called since I was a kid. I've been called Adrian.
Adrian? Oh no.
It's
Yeah.
always so.
So I think people need to put more effort into pronunciation. If you don't know how it's pronounced, ask the person.
That's right. These days we
Ask.
go just, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
That's
is
forgetting
wrong.
someone's name.
We haven't started on the sis yet, but I've heard some people go, hey, sis.
No, I hate that.
Well,
No,
okay,
don't
that
call me
sounds a bit
sister.
strange. Bro is still okay, but
Yeah.
still doesn't go down well with people. But anyway, okay, looks like time's up. It is 8:37 right now. Thank you very much, Adrian, for joining us. Any last words?
Nope. I think the weekend's coming. Just spend some time thinking about your career, and just have a great weekend ahead. Recharge. We're almost halfway through we're just halfway through February. The year is zipping on very quickly. So remember to recharge for the weeks that are coming ahead, and have a great one.
Thank you very much,
Awesome.
Adrian.
Thanks, Adrian.
Coming up very soon, we've got Julian Ko, who will be talking about some of the changes
To the taxes,
regarding
yeah.
the taxes for vehicles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's Adrian Choo. Thank you very much, Adrian Choo, for joining us today. Thank you.
Kiss Kiss 92 traffic.
On the KJE towards the BKE, after the PIE entrance, a vehicle has broken down there. For anything else, you can WhatsApp us at 8855-0920.
Kiss 92 weather.
Fair and windy. Looks like no rain today.
Why do you look at me like that?
Are you playing golf today?
Yes, I am.
That's why?
Yesterday said it was going to rain.
yeah,
It did not rain on Sentosa.
Yes.
You have such selective hearing. I said yesterday, by the time you get to Sentosa, there'll be no
You all
rain.
are like an old couple. You know this, right?
No,
you
he
know,
was-
you're
he was
constantly
going on and
bickering
on
in
and
the
on.
morning.
He
like,
knows I'm playing
see?
golf, so he'll. Okay, but it's good.
You're so naggy. Both of you
Fair
are
and
like,
windy.
Okay.
High
Oh,
temperature of 34 degrees
No
Celsius.
rain for him, right?
And I don't care whether Glenn's playing golf.
Ask me where I'm playing today.
Where are you playing?
Sentosa again.
Oh,
But
okay.
today is Tanjong. Yesterday it was
Serapong. Okay.
Kiss 92 weather brought to you by Mitsubishi Electric. Mitsubishi Electric Star Mix Aircon saves you.
Now everyone knows where to find you.
Join me at the Golfers Terrace. Let's have Ota on toast.
Oh, Adrian. No, that's not Adrian Choo. That's Shawn C.
Shawn C.
Sean
Shawn
C. Ah,
C is
Adrian
here.
can stick around
You can
for a
stick
while.
around for the magic trick if you
Watch
like.
the man in action.
Good morning, Sean.
What time is Julian
Morning,
coming
buddy.
in?
9 o'clock.
Good morning.
Morning. Everything's cool.
Everything's good.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
Uh-oh.
Bro! Oh, sorry. Yeah. All right. So, what do you have for us this morning,
Sean.
Mr. C?
Unusual fashion. What we're going to do is we're going to let me just split the deck in half, and we're going to shuffle them face up and face down. Okay,
Oh.
that's number one. Okay, so for step number one, the cards are now mixed up, face down. Correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. And next, what we're going to do is I am going to try and pull out 4 specific cards. Okay, I'm going to cut to a 4 of a kind, one at a time. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what the cards are. You'll see them as they appear. Okay, so first one is a cut. That's 1, 2, 3, and that is my first one of a kind. Okay, that's the ace.
Okay.
All right, place it over here. Okay, let's see if I can do that another 3 more times because we have 4 aces. Okay, 4 of a kind. So second time, here we go. 1, 2, 3,
Good.
and we get the second ace.
Wow.
Well, that's
Okay.
great.
I want to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
I need to know where all the aces are every time.
Like that, I can make money at a bar.
Right,
with that.
exactly.
You could. Okay, let's try this a third time. Okay, a third time. Let's see if we can still get it right after 2. Okay, let's. I've got 1, 2, and 3. There we go. That's
Ooh.
good. Okay,
What Nice.
and one last ace to go. All right, here we go. That's 1. That's 2. That's
Oh, come on.
Finally. Whew. I like
Okay,
it when
he
people
does make
mistakes.
But I didn't say which 4 of a kind I was gonna get, right? I didn't mention. It just happened that the aces were there, but maybe I wanted the 7s.
Okay, sure. Okay, you
Maybe.
can change your mind.
If you
Yes,
say so.
yes.
Yeah, I decided I'm gonna change my mind. We're gonna get
Oh,
the 7s.
Come on!
Wow.
Oh,
That's
good one.
impressive.
Nice. Well done, Sean.
Very
C.
good one.
I don't think anyone
Wait,
expected that.
He's not
No.
finished. He's not finished.
Oh, not finished.
Yeah. Look, because that was a last minute change of plans. Okay, and
Okay.
if that changes, I have to change the rest of the plans. Okay, the cards were all shuffled face up, face down, but this time, you know what? We've only got some that are face down, and these
No,
are
no,
the
no,
ones
no, 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 no.
we're going to pick
2,
Oh,
first.
get
3,
out of here.
4. Wow.
Sean C, everybody.
Well done.
Hang on, no,
Oh,
before we-
you're
before
not
we-
finished.
Whoa. No, over yet.
Okay.
There's a
someone-
reason I was able to pick out
Of
the
course.
aces easily because
Okay.
I've marked them on the back. You see that? Can you see
What's
the
that?
marks?
No.
Yeah. blue mark. Even the sevens have blue marks, blue marks, blue
Oh,
marks,
no.
blue marks.
They're all red.
That's because they are the only.
Oh my God!
Oh, come
marks in the deck.
on!
Impressive,
That's very good,
Shawn.
very
Very
good.
impressive.
Very good.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, Shawn.
You get better every week. Well
Yeah,
done.
man.
That's very good. That's very good.
really, really good.
Wow.
Good old-fashioned sleight of hand.
Very nice. Nicely done.
You know, we
Thank you,
gotta take this and post it
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that
we
was a
gotta post this
really
one.
good
on
one.
either our Facebook or even YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
We've got to do it.
Did I miss out anything? Instagram.
Okay, we're also on TikTok.
And
Amazing.
TikTok.
Yes,
Yeah.
and TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to put this one up today. This
Yeah.
one's really good.
Fantastic. Very
Well
good,
done.
Shawn.
Thank you guys very much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Hope you guys enjoyed that. Adrian, if you're still there, hope you enjoyed it too.
Yeah, he's here.
for-
He's here.
Love it, love it. That's what I
you.
call sorcery.
So, if you want to follow Shawn, you can see his user handle the other way. Yeah, Shawn V Me on Instagram.
All
Yep,
right.
follow me so you can see see what I'm up to. All right.
Yep.
And,
Okay, Shawn.
Thanks, Shawn.
You take care.
See you guys again next week.
Yep.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Coming up
Bye.
very soon, we've got headline news and sports, and then at 9 o'clock, we'll be joined by the GM, the general manager of media at SG Carmart. His name is Julian Ko. All
Are we
right.
carrying on with Facebook all the way through to Julian?
If you want to.
But then everybody will see us reading the news as well. Yeah, which is fine.
Which is
it's
okay.
fine.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. It's
look,
all
we're
live,
doing it
right?
live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Not a
So
problem.
yeah. Oh, hello. Oh, wait. I need to shift. Okay. Okay. What do we do now?
Yeah.
We
Well,
have like 10 minutes.
I didn't bring my microphone. If
Oh,
not,
no, no.
as
Otherwise
in
he
my
could sing.
karaoke
Yeah, he
microphone.
could sing.
If not,
Yeah.
gets anyway. At this point in time, I just want to congratulate our friends at Dementia Singapore.
Oh,
I
yes.
was part of their charity
Yeah, how
golf
did that
event last
go?
night.
How
They
did it go?
raised $260,000.
Oh, well done.
So congratulations to the CEO, Jason. Also to Sherwin, to Bernard, to Cindy, the whole team at Dementia Singapore.
Well
they did
done.
a fantastic job.
$250,000,
And of
well
course,
done.
we had our guest of honor there last night as well, Minister K. Shanmugam.
Yes.
okay.
Was there.
How
Yes.
was, how is
he was so wonderful. He went up and he gave a speech, giving us numbers about the number of people who are getting dementia in Singapore.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
on the
yeah,
rise,
Yeah.
So Dementia Singapore, they need us, every one of us, to support them.
Okay.
Because
Yes,
the government
yes.
gives them about 60%
That's
help.
Help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Subs-
Okay,
yeah. Yeah.
and everything else is up to us to help Dementia
So
Singapore.
if you want to find out more, you can go to dementia.sg.
Yeah,
That's
because
the
we are
website,
working
right?
towards a dementia inclusive society.
You know,
so
I was-
congratulations
yeah,
once again.
Sorry, I was at an MRT station the other day, and I saw on the benches it says this is a dementia-friendly station.
Yes.
And it was like almost like a special bench, I suppose,
Well,
if people get lost.
yes,
or
they get
don't
lost,
know where they are. They
uh,
sit there, and I'm
It's
not
one
sure
of
what
the,
happens.
It's one of the contact points, so they
Yeah.
get lost. If they go there, then the staff at these stations are actually trained in what to do to help them.
Okay, yeah, okay,
So
that's
it's really
very cool. Good morning, Julian Ko.
Good
Would you like to
Good
put the
morning.
headphones on, then you can
Yes.
hear us. Hi, David. I
David.
assume.
David.
This is the first time I'm meeting you. Good morning, David.
David and Julian are in the house. They're
are
from
live,
SG
yeah?
Karma.
We are live, yes.
Yes,
Just
we are
adjusting
live on
your
Facebook.
camera, make you look handsome, as if that can happen
Superb.
even more.
And people, starting next Wednesday, we'll have Julian on the show.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. What did I say?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Why am I thinking of Wednesday?
Not sure.
I don't know.
Wednesday is on my mind now.
Midweek.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Julian,
Yes.
budget, ARF, nobody
I know.
understands it.
The
I know.
ARF, OMV,
Yeah,
text
Even
to,
It's so many
even I
different
have-
tiers.
Even I have difficulty understanding it. I mean, the whole ARF is giving me a sore eye, man. Really bad.
So-
ARF stands for?
So
Additional
registration fee. And OMV stands for?
Open market value.
Okay, that one I
Okay,
knew.
okay. So we need to qualify how the open market value is related to the additional registration fee and how that affects cars over the $80,000, and then there are different sort of stages for luxury cars. What qualifies a luxury car? 'Cause
Yeah.
So at
not
the-
all Benzes are
I
luxury
mean,
cars.
we could have read it up on ARF and then
Okay.
after
Yeah.
that
But we
gone on
decided
air and
not
tried
to.
to sound like clever and all, but no.
I think
frankly,
the only
we're like
thing I
everyone
really know
else.
is OMV is the value of your car
Okay, Cho.
before tax.
Okay, we've
We
got
do news and
Angel,
sports,
myself. We have to read the news.
Yeah.
In about a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Still,
hold
we
on.
still
I
have
haven't gone
to-
through the script
Yeah,
yet.
neither
go
have
through
I.
Folks, there you go. You're witnessing us reading
Reading
the
the
news live. Okay, all the other radio stations in Singapore, they can't even read their own news. Let me just tell you that.
Live. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true as well.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the update, Sean.
You see what I mean? We get updates.
Are you using Shalini's script?
Not even going through
because-
the script.
It cannot be the one that you
Just
did.
going.
Sports is the.
Where's Shalini?
Yeah, I'm not. I have not got the news.
This is the 9 o'clock.
This is the 9 o'clock news. Yeah, so while they're doing that, it was so interesting.
Okay,
This
so
morning
if it's
I
not
thought
in,
I'd
I
do-
suggest we read
Yeah,
the
it's
previous
just-
hour.
It's confusing as hell.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not in. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do the previous hour.
Yep. We'll do the previous hour.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, stand by 20 seconds. Huh?
Okay. Is it smaller fonts now? No, right?
No, it's the same.
Oh, all of a sudden it's smaller.
Your eyes.
It's
have
your
gone,
eyes,
yeah.
it's
It's
your
the same
eyes.
one as the one before.
Yeah.
Pretty soon the glasses.
Okay,
will
here we
come
go.
off.
In
I
3,
think there's a treat for
2,
people.
1.
The rest.
Headlines from SPH Media Newsrooms.
Good morning. Here's your news read by Angelique Teo and Glenn Ong. Researchers here are embarking on a space pregnancy research project. The team from NUS Yong Lu Lin School of Medicine and Singapore Space and Technology wants to find out how radiation and microgravity in outer space will affect how babies are made. They'll do so first through simulation experiments on Earth and then, in 5 years, possibly send biological samples to a space station to be tested in the actual space environment.
Wow. At least 40 buyers rushed to seal deals for new private homes, mostly in the prime districts, within hours after the budget announcement on Tuesday. One property agency said the number sold was 4 times more than Monday. Agencies told the Straits Times that some buyers were even chasing sellers for their options to purchase to be granted on the very same day. This to save on higher buyers' stamp duties taking effect from yesterday for private and commercial properties with over $1 million values.
Another heartwarming tale of honesty and decency here in Singapore. A food stall holder in Jurong West has reunited a man with his bag containing $13,000 in cash left behind in a coffee shop there. It was money meant for his younger brother's funeral. The distraught man only realized and returned for it an hour later. Luckily for him, Jaylin Woon of Hongji Claypot Herbal Bakute had found it and kept it safe for his return.
CPF members born before 1948 will start to receive monthly payouts from their accounts even if they did not opt in to CPF Life. The payouts will be credited into the bank accounts of these 85,000 members from June in their next birth month. The CPF board also announced that current and future CPF Life members will receive higher monthly payouts if they have savings in their ordinary and special accounts that cannot be withdrawn as a lump sum.
And finally, Louis Vuitton is planning to raise prices of its products in China again, this time possibly by as much as 20%. If last year is anything to go by, the price hike could happen sometime this month. The world's largest luxury brand is not the only label doing so. Hermes is as well by up to 10%. They say it's because of the rising costs and currency fluctuations. But there's also been a strong rebound in pent-up consumer demand after the end of COVID lockdowns in China. And those are the headlines this hour from the SPH Media Newsrooms.
Kiss 92 Sports.
You know, tomorrow before I start doing the sports news, I'll bring my whistle and I'll go beep.
Okay, Ken.
All right, we start with the Champions League, where Karim Adeyemi's brilliant solo effort gave Borussia Dortmund a 1-0 win over Chelsea in their Champions League last 16 first leg tie. The two sides will face off again at Stamford Bridge on March 7th. In the other match of the night, Benfica defeated Club Brugge 2-0 on the night in Scott Parker's Champions League debut as manager of the Belgian champions. Over in the Premier League, Manchester City defeated Arsenal to go top of the Premier League on goal difference with a 3-1 win win at the Emirates. Kevin De Bruyne opened City's account on 24 minutes before Bukayo Saka levelled from the spot before the interval. But 2 goals in the second half by Jack Grealish and Erling Haaland were enough to secure all 3 points for the visiting side. Tottenham's owners have no intention of selling the club despite a reported £3.1 billion takeover of the Premier League side. It has been reported that billionaire Jam Najafi, who is the chair of sports investment company MSP Sports Capital, is working with investors to put together a bid for the club. And that's your sports update. I'm Glenn Ong.
Kiss 92 Sports is brought to you by the improved SPC Level Petrol.
All righty, righty.
The Big Show TV. Well,
Yeah.
once again, we have Julian Koh, General Manager of Media at SG Carmart, with us.
Your camera is right there.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Morning, thanks for joining us. Today we're going to try and understand this new taxation on cars.
320%.
Okay.
I know, it's madness.
Ridiculous.
It is madness.
It's kind of strange. It centers around ARF and OMV.
Yep.
So OMV, apparently, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the approximate cost of your car before tax.
Approximate?
Yep, thereabouts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thereabouts, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say, what does that mean, approximate car?
I mean, it depends because they have shipping costs, freight costs,
Right.
what have you.
So is it
yeah.
landed? Is it the price
Yes.
of your car landed in
Yes.
Singapore?
Landed
Okay,
in
okay.
Singapore.
So say it's $100,000
Say
for
it's
the car because it
$100,000.
has to be over $80,000 OMV, right?
Yes.
So say it's $100,000. Your tax is $320,000.
Yes.
320.
But
So
you
it
don't
becomes 420,
But you don't
yeah.
multiply it by that 100,000 because right now it's a gap of 30,000, so it's 50 to 80,000, right? So you have to multiply it by 30,000. But because 80,000 is your last component, that is your 320th percent.
Yes.
You have to add on all the ones before. So your
I have no idea what you just said. It's like,
So,
all your
so
subsequent-
complicated.
Yeah.
It is complex. But to simplify things, the cars from Category A, COE Category A, most of them are unaffected.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
the first 40,000 are still the same.
Yeah.
So that's still quite safe. So if you want to buy your mass market cars, your Cat A cars, you are still in a good position. You're still in a good place to buy it. But the ones that are affected the most, I think, are the middle class ones, especially the middle class workers. You know, we work really, really hard because I want to afford my first Merc, I want to afford my first Beamer.
BMW, yeah.
Yeah, these are the ones who are going to get affected the most.
Yeah,
But
so it's getting harder now.
So we're
No way.
talking about, for example, Mercs across the board, Beamers across the board, are all affected.
yeah, pretty
even
much
your
affected.
A class?
Your A class, for your Cat B ones, you're going to get affected because your OMVs will be slightly higher. But I suspect A class will not be affected that badly because your OMV isn't as high. So it really, really depends. But if you're looking to buy an E class, you're looking to buy a 5 Series,
Yeah.
the prices are completely different. So I give you an example, right? Yesterday, Aston Martin launched their Valhalla.
Yeah.
The price is about $3.6 million, and that's $3.6 million before the announcement was made.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
How much does that bring the car up?
Okay, but then again, there's like 5 allocated in Singapore, so it's really, really desirable.
So how much is it now? From 3.6 it is now?
It is now 4.8.
Oh my.
So you're looking.
$1.2 million.
Yeah, so you're looking at this is but listen, I say the middle class are the ones who are really going to be affected because the really high-end cars, your Ferraris and your Lambos and your Astons, right? I mean, people are well-to-do already to begin with, so they'll probably just, I'm just willing to pay. It's okay. It's not
Really?
gonna affect
Okay,
me.
wait. Yeah. How much is the Valhalla Aston Martin in the UK?
Oh, that I have no idea.
I'm going to check that now.
But
Check that out. Compared
It's
to us,
probably
yeah.
$200,000.
No, maybe not so
no,
much.
Oh, $300,000.
Okay, let me try.
No, but this is my biggest fear, right? This new tiered ARF, or rather, okay, the revised tiered ARF.
Yeah.
My biggest fear is this is just a start to something more.
Uh-oh.
I mean, what's the next thing that they're gonna say? I mean, it has to be a start something more, right? I mean, I actually expected our Deputy Prime Minister to actually announce something about, say, lowering the road tax for electric cars.
Yes, that's what I would have thought.
I
Yes.
thought
Yeah.
that was going to happen, but
Okay.
he
It
didn't,
didn't.
and that's fine. So I'm thinking now maybe the next step will be maintaining the road tax, but if you buy an electric car, perhaps they'll give you free road tax, a rebate, of sorts. But the ARF is going to remain.
So it's very systematic. I feel like it's very systematic now. So now that cars are going to become even more expensive, right? We're going to see some people drop out.
Yeah.
Yes,
Finally,
you will.
Finally, they're going to start dropping out.
Yeah.
And then after that, once I think the government sees the numbers stabilize, for example, and then they might tackle the next issue, which is, as you mentioned just now,
the road tax for EVs.
The road tax for EVs.
I think also what you're going to see now is you're going to see people hold on to their cars for longer.
Yeah.
For much longer.
Yeah,
Because what are we now? 2.5 years people are changing cars?
Yeah, 2.5, 3.
Average.
On average.
3?
Even at prices already like that.
And they're going to be
That's me. I'm sad. No,
No, but they're
I
gonna-
like new cars.
Yeah, but they're going to be holding it now for what?
So you're
5?
going to hold on for longer.
I
right?
don't know. I'll have to talk to my agent.
Yeah.
You got to hold on for a lot longer, man. I mean, COE is now madness prices. I mean, the ARF is now insane. All in. I mean, if you really listen to the budget carefully regarding the automotive industry, all they're saying is, you know what, we need Singapore to go car light.
Yes.
There are too many cars on the road.
Which is true.
But so far, I mean, with all the stuff that's been introduced, it doesn't seem to affect anything with the number of cars on the road.
Yeah, nothing at all. They're going to actually, the quota for COE is actually shrinking.
Yeah.
So we can expect prices to go up in the next couple of months. It's going to be a tough year, 2023, especially with recession and for the automotive industry. But you know what? I always believe if you bite the bullet long enough, you're going to reap very unique rewards. You got to plan your work and work your plan. So I think that's what we need to do, at least for all of us in the auto industry, for now at least.
Okay, the Valhalla in the UK, $1.1 million.
There you go.
Ah.
So
1.1
it's
million
three. So it's about
pounds.
three.
Pounds or dollars?
700,000 pounds.
700,000
Ah,
pounds.
okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
1.1.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
today I'm playing in a charity fundraiser.
Yeah.
A golf charity fundraiser.
Yes.
And there are 3 hole-in-one prizes.
And what are
One
they?
of which is a
It's a
car.
Valhalla.
So yesterday I played in another charity game. The hole-in-one prize was a Mercedes C-Class.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yes, I saw the picture.
But
Nobody won
I
it.
didn't even come close.
Yeah.
So today, once again, but today in the fundraiser that I'm playing, it's a Toyota GR.
Oh, wow. Really?
That is the hole-in-one prize.
Okay.
But that obviously excludes COE.
Oh, does
Yes,
it?
most of
Let me
it.
see,
Yeah,
does it say
that's what it's
including
doing.
COE? No, it does not. Okay, but still, it'd be nice to win it.
Of course.
So, here's the thing. So, I play golf. I get my hole in one. Whoa, I got a Toyota GR, right?
Yeah.
So, I've got to pay COE.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I have to pay all the registration?
No, I think that should be covered already.
It should be
it's just
covered
a
already,
COE.
right?
already be covered.
It's
Why,
just
I don't
COE.
understand why.
COE.
I don't understand why they don't just include COE in these car
I think
prices.
maybe there's always a possibility that no one will get a hole in one. And there's a timeline.
wasted
Yes.
Yeah,
COE.
if you buy a COE, there's a
Oh,
timeline
because you got to
for
buy.
it, right?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
so
Got it.
that
seconds.
could be it.
Got
That
it, got
could
it.
be
And the
it.
Okay.
person could also just want to, okay, I'll sell it back to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Just give me the money.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what a lot of people do as well. That's what I mean. That's what I would do if the car isn't,
Yeah.
to my liking. I think
Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah,
do.
Yeah.
for sure.
I said 3 hole-in-one prizes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's the other one?
No.
What?
$100,000 in cash.
I'll
Okay,
take that.
top of 9, stand by. We're coming on live.
You
What is
said
the
3 though. What's the other one?
Well,
Oh,
a
later.
wine fridge.
Oh.
2, 1.
Wake up in the morning. It's the way Singapore wakes up. Wake up, Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman. Wake up in the morning feeling like Kiss 92's Big Show.
Good morning, Singapore. Welcome to the Big Show and the Big Show TV extended version today.
Yes, today it's
Yes,
extended.
that's because we have the general manager for media at SG Comet with us this morning, the one and only Julian Koh. Good morning, Julian.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, good morning. If you want to ask Julian anything about the ARF, the OMV, anything that was mentioned in the budget with regards to taxes on cars, you can call us at 6691090, or you can drop us a WhatsApp text message or a voice note to 88550920.
And we certainly hope you enjoyed, the banter behind the scenes earlier on.
Yes, it was quite good.
Yeah, you watched us read the news live. And, we were already talking to Julian.
Yes, to try and
about
explain
the
it.
ARF.
Yeah.
But now, for the benefit of you who are just listening to us on the radio,
Yeah.
once again, welcome, Julian. And today we're talking about ARF.
Yes.
First and foremost, what does ARF stand for?
additional registration fee.
And
Okay.
what is that?
It was at 220%. Now it's at 320%.
So it was capped at 220 previously, but right now it is 320%.
What does that mean?
320% of what?
Of 30,000 now, because the differences between each components is now 30,000. So if I put into perspective, there are about 5 different components. So there are 5 different tax structures. It's tiered, right?
Okay.
5 different tiers. Think about it that way. If you happen to buy a car that's $80,001 and above,
Okay.
you won't just be charged for the last tier, that 320%. You will have to add all the other 4 components, all
Which
the other
are
4
what?
tiers. It depends on how much your car is cost. It depends on what your ARF is. So it's a little bit complex, I know. But all in, if you really want me to be bluntly honest, do not buy a Cat B car. Try rethinking your car choices right now, because most Cat A cars in Singapore will not be affected.
Yeah.
You'll still maintain your first 2 tiers, which is up to $40,000. Anything more, you will be charged significantly.
So Cat B will be 1,600cc and above.
And 131 brake horsepower. And
Yeah.
above.
Okay.
So you're looking for something below.
Below
Yes,
that.
you're looking for something below.
Right. Okay.
This is probably something that will deter people from buying. It'll affect the middle class the most, right? Like I said,
Yeah.
people who are working hard to buy a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW, you can now...
It's out of reach.
It's completely out of reach. Because it's not worth it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you
Doesn't make
knew
sense
it,
anymore.
Yeah, you knew it used to cost 100,000, for instance, but today it's going to cost you, set you back 160, 150,000. You're forking out a lot more money than before.
Yeah, when we were on the Big Show TV, we were talking about the Aston Martin Valhalla and how
Yeah.
it went up. That price instantly went up by 1.2 million.
So
Yeah,
it
but it's
was
4.8 million now.
4.8. Yeah. Oh
Can
my
you imagine how
goodness.
happy the owner, the buyers were?
Yeah.
So there are 5 allocations, 5 slots were
Cars.
allocated, right?
Right.
Singapore. 3 are already spoken for.
Wow.
Can you imagine how the 3 buyers feel? Like, I got it before the announcements.
Oh, so they already bought it before,
Yeah,
right?
and I
Okay.
paid 3.6. The other 2 is gonna pay 4.8.
4.8.
If I'm one of the buyers, I'll just go up to them like, you know what? I'm gonna sell you for 4.5.
And you
How about
still make
that?
money.
right?
The
still
smart
make
ones
money.
will.
4.8 million for a car. Give me that money. I'll buy a corner terrace somewhere in the east.
Absolutely.
I know.
You know, I don't know if you can buy many corner terraces for 4.8
No, you can. You
anymore.
can. I'm sure you can.
You'll be able to find something really decent.
Yeah.
Really decent. I probably won't buy a corner terrace, but I'll buy a really nice car. And I'll probably buy a penthouse, a condo.
A penthouse,
I'd buy a
yeah,
good
like a
condo.
unit,
I'd buy a
right?
good condo.
I buy a unit as well.
and
Yeah,
I'll
for
buy
sure.
buy a really nice
penthouse.
car. I
I'm
won't
with
buy
you.
a Valhalla, but I mean, I'll get something else. Yeah, but this whole announcement, my biggest fear, as we spoke about earlier on, is this is just the start of many more to come.
Oh,
I mean, with the whole revised tiered ARF, what's next, right? I mean,
what do you
because,
predict?
I predict that I expected Deputy Prime Minister to actually say something regarding the road tax for electric cars, because right now it's crazy high. I thought they were going to lower it or at least even it out, right, for a level playing ground, but he didn't. So I think that's fine. But I suppose it's going to go along the lines of, in future, if you happen to buy an electric car, we'll waive off your road tax, but the revised tiered ARF remains.
Julian, Salil Kumar has come onto our Facebook page
Yes.
and asked this question. All these new changes, is it going to affect COE renewal costs?
No, it will not affect COE renewal cost. COE renewal cost. Actually, indirectly it does, because
Yeah.
once you decide to renew your COE, you forgo your PAF value. PAF is your preferential additional registration fee.
Yeah.
Wow. PARF.
So
yes,
many
yeah,
acronyms.
So you forgo your PAF, which is after the budget announcement, it is capped at $60,000.
Yeah.
So even if your PAF was supposed to be $100,000, you're only going to get back $60,000.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
capped at 60,000.
This is all foreign
But
language
if I
to me, I'm
renew
sorry.
my COE, I forgo that 60,000, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue to talk to Julian on the Big Show TV.
Singapore's Kiss 92.
Today is the birthday of Canadian singer.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
So confusing. So confusing.
I actually before it gets to the confusing part, I have to say this. It's a bit embarrassing to say this. I'm not too sure if it's right for me to say this, but I'm still gonna say this anyhow. So when I get into the car, right? When I turn on, if it's not on Bluetooth for the kids to listen to the Cocomelon, right? I'll be on radio. I'll be on radio, and the radio will be on
Kiss 92. Better be
1FM, right? Number one, because I've got 5 or 6 buttons.
Okay.
Right? So
Yeah,
it's number 1 would be 1FM. Then
Okay.
we're followed by 90.5, and then followed by
Okay.
you know,
It
so on
goes
and so
in,
forth.
yeah.
I actually have to redo the whole thing, and now my number 1 has to be Kiss
Kiss,
92.
of course.
right?
Yes, yes.
And then my wife said, "I didn't know you listened to like Kiss 92. I thought
The
you were
trendy
indie."
music?
Yeah, I do. Can you actually relate? I say that it doesn't matter what I relate to. it's going to be Kiss 92.
Thank
so that's
you.
how it is.
Thank you.
Appreciate.
This is Kiss.
yeah.
So I mean, Julian, for the regular person on the street, I mean, it's so hard to keep up with the acronyms, the PAF, the
It is.
OMV. I don't even know it. I mean, I know some of it, but I don't know what goes into it when I want to buy a car.
I'll be drop dead honest. It is really, really difficult and confusing for me to explain.
Then how do you expect someone? You're in the business. How do
Exactly.
you expect everybody else to
Well,
understand
that's
it?
simple because now if you look at the classified ads, all the car companies are hiring salespeople, all mathematicians.
Right?
Yeah.
Actually,
I
not everyone
suspect.
understands. You know,
No.
the rich
Yeah.
people don't give a damn.
No, they
don't.
don't.
They
Right?
don't
They're just like,
care.
okay, it's a bit more expensive. Okay, they'll go. All of them have their own sales reps,
Yeah,
agents,
yeah,
whatever you
yeah.
want to call
Yeah.
them. They'll go to them and go like, okay, I want this. How much is it? And then
Yeah.
they'll explain. But you got the money.
Yeah.
But
It
the-
doesn't
but-
You
affect
don't
you.
care.
But the man on the street needs to know where every dollar is
But you
going.
see, this
So
is
he-
exactly where
Exactly.
what the point is. You see, the man in the street is not
Not
going to
the
be able to
target market.
afford to buy a car.
Not in
You know what I mean?
Singapore, at least.
Not in Singapore. It's going to come to a stage where, okay, if you can't afford a car, that's it. You will
Yeah.
never be able to afford a car here.
You
in
know how I
Singapore.
see this? I see it in a really simple manner. I mean, if the government can't convince, they have to confuse.
Yeah.
And this is just one of
This is
those things
true.
that they're trying to confuse. I mean, how are you going to explain to someone? How are you going to justify all that percentage charge? How are you going to justify 320? Like why is it 320, right? Someone's going to come up and say, why are you charging 320% in total? Why not 400? Why not round down to 300? What happened? What was the reason for
Yeah.
320? So it was like the same thing, right? When COE, Cat A and Cat B had to recalibrate and say, you know what, anything below 130 brake horsepower is Cat A, anything above is Cat B.
Yeah.
Who came up with 130 brake horsepower?
Correct. But you know what? They might have an answer, no? So stay tuned to Parliament because someone is probably going to ask that question,
telling you.
and someone will have to explain.
So it's come down to the have-nots will never have, and the haves don't care.
I don't think so.
right?
I think my take on this is you want your country to go electric,
Yep.
right? You've done a survey and your electric population is very small.
Of course.
So you want your electric population to grow. The people who desire electric to grow.
Yeah, who can
So
afford
you
it,
make
not
combustion
desire.
too expensive. Once that's too expensive, you bring your taxation on
You think that's going to happen?
electric down.
Okay,
that's-
but that
I
highly
see.
depends.
That's wishful thinking, though, I
see.
think.
At this point in time, I think electric cars are included in the revised tiered ARF as well.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of a problem. So that's
Okay,
why I
then
say
that's gonna
moving
be even
forward,
more.
they will probably say, you know what, your road tax we're going to waive off. That's the incentive.
Then what happens to the
for-
hybrids then?
It's going to be the same. The hybrids are just right
Considered
smack in
ICE?
between, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and they're
yeah.
considered ICE. So
Okay.
they're still going to get it. I'm just really curious what's going to happen in budget 2024. I know it's still a long way to go, but it's
But
something
still.
that we really have to start thinking about. It's
Yeah.
something you have to make plans. This is the ridiculous part, right? And a friend of mine, we had a chat, and we said, you know what? My car ends. He told me my car ends in 2029. It's a good 6 years from now. He said, you will not believe what I'm telling you. I'm actually starting to save money today
For the car.
so
Next
that I
car.
can buy my next car.
Oh my
I'll
gosh.
probably need 6 to 7 years to buy my next car. I said, are you serious? He said, yes, I have to make plans.
Yeah.
How does
And
this affect?
he's not even thinking about a Valhalla.
Yeah.
How does this affect the second-hand car market?
Second-hand car market is currently unaffected with the whole revised tier.
Oh, so this is only for new cars.
These are for
Yeah,
brand
you
new
see,
cars.
Right, okay.
so you may
Brand
see
new.
the
Brand new
second-hand
cars.
car market suddenly
Go up.
boost.
Yes.
It's got to be boom town, man.
Boom town for the
So
second-hand.
this is almost good news
For
for,
you
the
guys.
second-hand car market,
Yeah.
right? It's good news for SG Car Mart as well. But
Yeah.
still, I mean, even from a very neutral point of view, I mean, and I speak on behalf of SG Car Mart, we want the industry to really prosper, both for new cars as well as used cars. We need to have a balance. We need to have a level playing ground. So right now, used cars are also having... There are movements now. They're starting to move, which I think is a good thing. COE prices will affect used cars, but not the tiered ERF.
Yeah.
Not for now, at least.
Not for now, at least.
Not for now, at least.
Well, I mean, if you want to buy a second-hand car, and if you hear Julian is selling his car or Glenn is selling, his car, buy from us because our cars are like pristine.
Hey, man, it's
we
pristine.
take care of our
Yeah.
cars like nobody's
Julian won't be
business.
selling his
You'll
car
be
anytime
lucky.
soon. He waited so long.
That's what
to
you
get
think.
it.
I actually went to service my car, and he actually said you service once every 10,000 click, it's fine. I service once every 7,000 click.
Oh.
Now. Just to
Wow.
be safe, because I really want it to be in tip-top condition, and But that's just me. That's just me being crazy. But yeah.
Okay, Julian's car then. He wins, hands down. Maybe David's car as well when it comes
I'm
to.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, David takes care of his car as well.
Hey, his car is highly desirable. In my
Yeah.
point, for a
Twin
family
pizza
man,
things.
for a family man is really good. It's really good. So it's really comfortable. It's nice. It's luxurious. So you can't complain. You can't complain.
Okay, are we going back on air?
Yes, stand
Okay,
by.
stand by.
3, 2.
Kiss 92, all the great songs in one place. That was Mabel. How about that? Mabel with Don't Call Me Up. Okay, we've got Julian Koh, the general manager for media at SG Carmart with us today. I am dazed and confused.
It's like, you and you know cars as well. I'm like super confused. We've heard so many acronyms that
Yeah.
nobody understands. What does this mean for us?
It means that buying cars, especially your Mercedes-Benz and your BMWs, it's going to get a lot harder. It's going to get a lot harder than before.
What qualifies a luxury car? Though?
I was about, yeah.
Yeah.
What qualifies a luxury car? That's a really good question because I drive a Crown and it's a Toyota.
That's
I
luxury.
feel like that's a luxury car.
Yeah.
Right?
I
What
drive
qualifies as a
I drive
luxury
a GLC. I think that's a luxury car.
I would
Okay.
say anything Jaguar would be a luxury car.
Yeah. So how does it go? Is it by price? Is it by badge? What is it by?
I don't think it's by batch. I think it's more likely by price.
Okay.
Because there's always a confusion. I say it's not by batch because there are people who buy Volkswagen and they think that it's a luxury car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
If they buy a Golf, they say it's a luxury car. I would say no, it's not a luxury car. Golf in Germany is like a Toyota.
But but it's down to everyone's perspective, much like
Exactly.
the Charles and Keith.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
if you're
to
buying
each his
a
own,
Golf,
right?
if you're buying a Golf coming off a 10-year-old Picanto, it's a luxury car.
Yeah, I mean, it's relative from the person who's driving it.
So
you
I think it's definitely. I think price would be more
Price,
accurate.
okay.
Price would be
Okay.
more accurate.
So let's say a car is $300,000.
Yes.
So after all these taxes and all that, how much would this car cost?
Again, it depends, but on average, we're looking about 360, 370. So
Okay,
you're fucking
okay.
up about good $70,000
Extra.
more extra.
Okay.
Hey, and that's a lot of money, man.
lot of
$70,000 more is a lot of money.
It is. It is.
It's I'm telling you, it's really madness. This immediately puts a stop to a lot of people who wants the middle class people, the people who have
Yeah.
been working for
Who
5-6
are
years,
aspiring,
right?
yeah.
Who aspires to buy the middle class luxury car.
and it takes
That
immediate
first
effect,
luxury
does it?
car.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right
immediate.
away. Oh my
Right
gosh!
away.
No
Right
warning.
away.
Yeah, they're all
Wow.
going to be pissed off, right?
Yeah,
There are
I
many
know.
pissed off people. right
Can
now.
you imagine? And I actually last night when I went to bed, I thought about this for real, right? Can you imagine? I was ready. I called my agent last week and I was like, "Yeah, I want to buy this car," and he was like, "Okay, you know what? You should hold on for a
For
bit,
budget.
or whatever." or I was the one who has data. I said, "You know what? Let me sit on it for a bit. I'll call you back next week."
Okay.
And the budget comes out.
Oh no.
I'm dead. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yes.
gonna buy the car.
Can you imagine if it was the other way around? You wanted to buy and your agent said no, hold.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
fired.
And yeah,
He's fired.
immediately.
But it's very interesting. I'm reading reports on this new thing. They're going to generate in the region of $200 million in additional revenue from this.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
They don't.
I
They
mean,
don't
Gonna be
give us.
there,
They don't give us GST rebates, money, or what have you over COVID during the COVID period for nothing, right?
This
they have
is
to
all
earn
just
some
Yeah, of
back.
course.
Recoup.
They've got to make
But
it
I
back,
think,
yeah.
the government has a very hard job right now because, when COE came about, right, it was to control traffic.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It was to moderate traffic.
And the gantries
basically.
as well. Yeah.
Now, it's the environment as well.
Yes.
So, electric vehicles for the
Yes.
environment.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So there's pollution and there is
Amount of
jams,
cars,
traffic
yeah.
jams, that we're talking about right now. So I wouldn't want to be, in their shoes right now. I wouldn't know what to do.
It'd be
They,
so
they
difficult.
can't. They can't please everyone.
Yeah.
they can't.
Right. They can't
They
please
can't.
everyone. But as
It's
far as
getting
I'm concerned, I'm very happy to be a Singaporean. I'm a true blue Singaporean. I'm like your typical guy who'll sit at a coffee shop, with my leg up, my one finger up my nose, and
Oh
I'm drinking
no!
my
Why,
coffee.
why would you tell us that?
I'm a true blue Singaporean, so I'm proud of our government. I'm proud of it.
Absolutely.
I think they've done a really good job. They can't please everyone. I think a lot of people are very unhappy with the budget tiered ARF.
Yeah.
But it's especially good for the second-hand car market.
Yeah, that
so,
too.
right?
That too, right? I mean, they made some announcements which were good for families.
Yes, they
Yeah.
did.
Right?
They
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
I got nothing out of it. I was really
you can have another
disappointed.
baby and get money. See?
No, thank you. No thanks. Yeah.
Babies bring the money in.
It's going to take more than, what is
I'm
it, $3,000?
Yes,
$6,000?
Yeah, something.
Factory's closed. Factory's closed. My wife called me and said, "I cannot believe we should have just hold on for a little bit more and then just
Yeah,
give
had the
birth to
baby.
the kid." I say, no one would have ever expected it. So forget about it.
Put the baby back.
Okay, I think we'll let you go.
Yes.
Julian, thank you so much for
Julian.
coming in, and we look forward to
Thank
seeing you
you.
on Tuesday.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll see you on Tuesday.
I will see you guys then.
If you guys want a little more information on how the OMV works, how the ARF works, and some figures that have been done, go to the Straits Times and type in budget 2023 tax for higher end cars.
Okay.
Because they give you examples of calculations. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay, that's a great one.
I mean, alternatively, you can also head on to sgcarmart.com.
Do you have it on your
Yes, we
thing?
do.
Okay.
We do. We have it. We have blasted it out on Facebook as well. At least a simplified table.
Yeah,
so
that's
people
what
can
that's what
actually
people
understand.
want.
Yeah, exactly
Yeah,
that.
they
Do we have to
want
key in
simplify.
all that FD just mentioned? Or can I just key in
Yeah, where can we
ARF?
Yeah, you could probably do like
On a search, yeah.
Singapore or something and see what
And
happens.
see what happens.
Or you just do ARF. What is it? And maybe it'll come.
It'll
up, you
pop
know?
up. It'll pop up. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Thank you
Yes.
very much, Julian, for joining us.
Thanks, my friends. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys next week.
All right. It is 9:19.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you by Pootie.
Okay, say bye-bye.
Okay, say goodbye to Facebook. Bye.
Thank you very much for having me. I'll catch you guys next week.